Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
The Sun-Yi-on triad in the Martian city Noctis-Qianjiao is up against the wall. One of their members, Juju, got in a fight with a Martian ranger and ended up being killed. His cortical stack with all of his memories is now in the hands of the police force and needs to be retrieved fast. Join Becker playing Alice, Craig playing He, Yorian playing Burke, Slavek playing Pivo, and Tillman as the Game Master on this Eclipse Phase Second Edition nano-op called Body Count. Please follow Twin Cities by Night on social media and join our Discord chat. If you'd like to support us financially, you can also find us on Patreon. Enjoy. So, Burke, you've been working under stress now that the alarm went off for a little bit to get out the stack. It's kind of a messy thing, but as I said, the body of Juju was cleaned up professionally. So the blood has probably been drained already. He's cut up pretty bad, like the whole backside of his neck and skull you cut up with very low precision and like yanked the stack out. But now you have it. It's like an olive-sized little diamond thing. Not very pretty to look at right now, but could be worse. So you hear some movement from the entry of this room, and a ranger with one of the baboons steps in.
Can I stack the olive somewhere?
Sure. You can put it somewhere in a pocket of your clothing or something.
Yeah, then I'll at least do that and leave the rest up to the rest.
Quick, make it look like we weren't just doing stuff, and then Elise will walk out. Because I'm assuming, based off of my understanding of how you described the room, is that there's a big room, but then there's like little alcoves that we kind of step in for. But are there any walls around us with open doors?
There are no walls really and doors within this room, but the vision from the entry is definitely obstructed. There's all kinds of tables with equipment about. There's these other people in front of you working at one of the desks, and you could cover up Juju like with your body, really, like just stand in front of him and look like nothing is going on. And you had this rag that was covering him before. So the ranger steps in, and the technicians look up now, and you hear the conversation. So everything all right with you guys? The evidence tampering thing went off again, and one of the technicians like, yeah, I mean, we're just working on the sylph morph here. Pretty sure I did all the setup correctly. I mean, this other group just walked in. I don't know them. I don't know what they're doing.
G's going to listen in pretty carefully to what they're saying.
So the ranger then goes on to scan the technicians, probably taking their ID and verifying that they're the people that are expected to work there. And apparently it all checks out. And then he's looking up and coming towards you, the baboon following and looking at you in a kind of menacing, aggressive baboon way, the tail whipping in the air.
Cue a pipe up. Is everything all right, officer?
Well, I need to make sure, right? Damn alarm went off again.
I know, it keeps happening. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did everything right. That other group, they were just in here when we got in, but, we barely did anything yet, so...
Yeah, I just need to check IDs and then send it to the database and see whether you show up.
Right. Game Master, are we in this database?
No. You probably didn't send in the paperwork or digital paperwork to go work on Juju.
Right. Well, you do what you got, officer. And she kind of just starts like doing what she was doing earlier, just like being nonchalant. The dragonfly morph equivalent of checking her phone.
Yeah, you can always check your messages in your augmented reality pop-ups. So within your vision, you have an overview of what's going on in the mesh, like the alarm that you had. So Ranger shows up. So who wants to go first? Look, we just need to go through with this.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of an idea I don't think it'd be realistic for me to try to talk him into not doing it, but would it be, what I kind of want to do now that I'm thinking through this is I want to be super distracting as he's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much that's going to help, but like just getting kind of close into his personal. So Elise will walk up and be like, all right, let's get this over with. It's so tedious to do this, don't you think? Just kind of holding out the fake ego.
If he actually like scans those, they would come back as something that is not in a database. Like he'd be like, who are you again? Because you're not within the database of the department.
So it would be, and this is just lack of understanding on my part too. So that's
your ego ID basically says something like Jane Doe or Joe Schmo of Martian Ranger Department.
Bianca.
So if someone glances at it, it holds up. It's like a fake badge. You know?
Gotcha. But if they scan it, that's a problem. Yeah. All right. So instead of being like, hey, here's the documentation, I will basically send him the fake paperwork that I've done. And I'm going to try to convince him to not do it using that, if that makes sense.
I'm going to just say yes.
I'm going to at least try. And if it doesn't work, then we might have to have a shootout.
Your colleagues can use the time you buy to like set up another distraction maybe, or
okay.
You know.
Speaking of distractions, what if a more pertinent alarm went off, like say part of the base is being depressurized way over there?
I know this came up earlier. It's probably a bad idea to put the whole thing under lockdown. I like the concept that you're suggesting, but not the depressurization.
Is there
because you couldn't get out?
Is there like a transhuman equivalent of like a cold blue, like someone's like had a heart attack or something? Or is that pretty much gone by now?
I have hardware industrial, and the way it says hardware industrial also covers habitats and such. So maybe I could roll that and figure out something that is severe enough for it to warrant their attention, but not severe enough for there to be a lockdown.
Yeah, let's go with Alice's. I think it's deceive. You have two options to go about this. You can be deceptive, or you could use your provoke. That's not meant to provoke aggression, but it's provoking any kind of reaction. So basically, you're not providing something that is believable, but instead you're using words and cues to like provoke a certain emotional response.
But the question is, so I'm going to be distracting the person while somebody else is coming up with something that'll draw that person's attention away. Is that correct? That kind of the angle we're trying to go for?
That was my thinking, yes.
Okay. Then, yes, I'll do it. I will provoke him to get him flustered. Just being very flirtatious and like as I'm talking at this full document, just, you know, touching the arm a little bit and being like, yeah, see if you look here, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, definitely have zipped down the suit just a little bit to provide an ample viewing opportunity. All right, so I'm going to roll provoke. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the total number, correct?
Yes.
So I got a 55 out of 50.
Oof.
It's a critical fail.
Yeah, that's bad. You can turn it into a regular failure if you want. He fails on his opposed roll as well.
Are you suggesting that I don't, Peebo?
Roll with it.
Okay, we're going with the critical fail. Let's do it.
So since he failed as well, I would say he's at first kind of oblivious to what you're doing, only then to react super annoyed. He takes a step back first and then forwards again, like rubbing his temples. Look, is this the time right now? I got this asshole in the interview room and now I gotta run around, check for IDs. I was really just trying to take a coffee break.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, who are you anyway? I haven't seen any one of you for here, like, ever.
Oh, well, I mean, that's reasonable. We're from the Northwest sector.
Which one? Give me a department name.
Can I use this opportunity to quick do, I don't know, like a Google search to provide one over the MyLink internet we got?
Yeah, sure. You can make one up that sounds legitimate.
So Sector 11 department of Interior Matters.
Oh, obviously I'm with Sector 11.
The ranger just like rolls his eyes again. Okay, can I then see some ID, please? Just send it over. I'll be gone.
All right, at this point, Elise, to continue to buy more time, is going to play stupid and like, okay, fine. Here, let me, and then just sending him all the wrong stuff to begin with, hoping that one of her teammates will have set off the alarm by this point.
Right, so you sent him what you prepared maybe, or something that, like a town map where your department is, and your certificates or something you downloaded, or just bullshit data, pictures from police school or whatever.
I love it. Yeah, that's exactly what she'll start with. And just the whole conversation of, oh my gosh, this isn't the right thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry, here, let me send another item. And then it just continues to be the wrong ones. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It must have a bug or something.
The ranger at this point is like protesting. He's not really getting aggressive, but he's definitely like angry at the bullshit you put him through. Just so you guys know, like as a hint, much of the stuff around you is remote controllable. So you have like these RoboMule bots around. They're essentially moving carriages, and they can drive themselves and carry equipment around. You had this pod morph that you saw earlier. It doesn't have arms, but you could probably remote control it with this puppet sock thing. Or you could cause your other alarm. I don't want to take that idea away from you.
Could I maybe remote control one of those mules to basically start walking out and then bash itself into the shin of the ape?
Just make a collision with the baboon?
Like it's walking by, and then instead of like walking around it, it like hits it right in the shin, and so it goes, ah!
All right, let's do that. Here I gave you the drone rig. This means you are not suffering a negative. What you do is basically you connect to the device over the mesh. And then in your augmented reality pop-up, you have like a control panel for the device itself. Normally you would suffer some sort of penalty, but you can just use your basic skills. I will need a infosec roll again to like get through this security. This time it's not that severe, so just roll your normal infosec. And then
I made the infosec roll, by the way.
Yeah, just give me your melee, honestly. Trying to get that movement pattern of the RoboMule just right, so it collides with the baboon.
But I have a 0 in melee.
Ah, that sucks. I would say then do athletics. Oh, damn, that's a crit success.
Yeah. That's
not just that, that's a superior critical success.
So all this time that Ellis is having a conversation with this increasingly agitated ranger, this little mule bot is running around. It's like it's picking up trash and picking up things that looks like, need to be taken out and moved to a different area. And it's walking by and just like bashes right into the shin of the baboon guy, and then backs up. Oh, sorry, bashes again into the shin.
I would say you have kind of pinned the baboon into like a corner. Like he can't get past that stupid RoboMule, and this baboon gets agitated. Like you hear shrieking from him, and the ranger didn't really pick up on it. He just heard like a banging sound from a robot, but that happens all the time. They run into walls or some shit.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck is... Oh god, like come here, and he tries to scoot down for the robot and like push it aside.
And it's just going to bash right into the shin again. Oops, sorry. Bash. Oops, sorry. And then it's going to try to turn and go out in the hallway and try to get the baboon to follow it.
Oh yeah, the baboon definitely like follows. It's shrieking again. It's probably like picking up some small item from a cart you can't really see, and it like throws it at the robot and runs after it. The ranger runs at least like half of the room before he like gives up, because the baboon is way faster and already in the hallway.
As in the ranger is not following the baboon?
Well, he followed him for a while. RoboMule runs out, baboon on its heels. Ranger sets up to walk, but he's not as fast. He's kind of like in this position. God, do I really run after this stupid animal now? He's not making a full run for it. He's kind of jogging along and yelling for his companion there. But yeah, he's not in the mood really. But you have distracted him.
Maybe we could just slip out to one of the other hallways now.
Oh yeah, I would very much like to do that. He gets distracted by the baboon, and then we just kind of...
Yeah.
I give you a side door that you can scoot through. You find yourself in a machine shop. More bots are around and devices of all kinds. You see a maker on the side to fabricate replacement parts and new disposable items. Just random stuff. A few benches with all kinds of utilities to work on robots or synth morphs of some kind. And right now you're alone in this room. There's a second exit to the hallway.
So then the way we came in is kind of blocked?
No, you have the door that you came in through from the morph bay you were in with Shuju. Now you're in a machine shop. There's another door to the hallway that you initially came from.
So is there a way to basically keep going through the doors and kind of circumvent to the way that we thought that the security guy went?
You know that there's this one central hallway, so unfortunately you will make your way through there. Unless, of course, you realize, you could probably fit in the air ventilation system. But the rest, that would get very difficult.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Pivo could fit in there.
Yes, he has obtuseness, and he can probably fit in there if he gets up there.
Let's split up, gang.
Cool, but wouldn't it be nice that Airvent crew has the stack?
Yeah, I mean, we could grab the stack.
You get an extra armor too.
So yeah, then Burke gives the stack to Pivo.
Pivo takes the stack, puts it in his somewhere.
Octo pouch.
No, he's got armor and stuff on himself. But yeah, I mean, I have a thruster, so I could probably get up there.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. You can just fly up there and use your many arms to rip out one of the gratings, or probably not rip it out, but use a wrench that you find around and get it open.
Dragonfly, come on.
You know my name, Vivo. All right. See you two on the outside?
See ya on the outside.
So then she will kind of fold in her wings and just kind of be crawling on her belly using the appendages at a very slow speed behind Pivo.
On the metal, you do notice you make a little bit of a ticking sound moving along. Pivo is quieter-ish. Sometimes when he heaves around in there with the weight of his body, some of his equipment clanks against the walls and it makes a shattering noise. You just hope that no one really pays attention. You can make your way also into the hallway, and every now and then you catch a glimpse of what's going on through the grating. There's definitely more action on the hallway now. You don't really see the one baboon and the robo mule anymore. And looking around, you're not sure whether the ranger is there anymore. But people are on alert. You see rangers are now moving with more purpose, going back and forth from room to room, apparently checking things out. The technicians are kind of on standby, it seems. You see some groups standing around, probably bored and kind of ready to get back to work, but things are still in that mode where everything needs to be checked before work continues.
I'll get on our internal comms and say, Burke, Ellis, you got a team coming over toward your direction. ETA about 1 minute.
Okay, I'm getting bored. Let's do something.
You got an idea?
I got fire.
Let's go see if there's a side room that we can cause a distraction in. And before Elise will go out into the hallway, she'll check it, make sure no one's coming from that direction, and just try to dart to the next hall before somebody rounds a corner.
Right, so you again were on the left side of the building, judged by the entrance in the very back. So on the opposite side of the hallway or the intersection that you're in right now is the body bank and sleeving station for the ranger morphs, the rusters, I mean. If you were to run along past the intersection again, you would get to the armory or gun range and to the office space. Or you could go into the main hallway, but it sounds like you wanted to avoid that at first because there are probably a lot of people running around in that region.
Yeah, if they're checking IDs, the idea is to keep moving so that eventually, like, they just kind of pass us and don't really ever see us. Burke, did you want to go to the armory? I mean, this sounds like a terrible idea, but that sounds like the most boom.
It does sound like the most boom, and normally I'd love that idea, except that if there's other people in the armory, we have a major problem.
Okay, that's a good point. If we are going to explode something, then honestly, anywhere we go in here is going to be, it sounds like it's going to be people in there. Because my other idea would be like, oh, let's go to the body bank. But I mean, they're probably going to have technicians in there as well. And I think we're trying to be a little sneaky. I don't know. Maybe we can, as an idea, just trying to brainstorm to create that diversion. One of those, we can link up one of those robots and have it explode in another room as an idea.
Yeah.
So you want to rig something up that goes somewhere and then sets off the charge?
Yes, that is the route that she's starting to settle on at the moment.
I would say you definitely find some sort of surface spot. For simplicity, we can just say it's another robo-mule or maybe like a cleaning thing that you could probably program. Alice, this time you will need to give me an infosec. And Burke, you said you have hardware demolitions?
Yep, I do.
So I would need that as well to set up the liquid thermite on top of the robot to not go up in your face.
So I'm looking at the pools, and it says before roll, we could add plus 20 to the test's target number?
Yes, that's a bonus of 20. So your infosec is 65 normally. You could turn it into an 85.
I do want this to succeed. So yes, I'll spend that. Is it a insight, moxie, vigor, flex?
Insight. Or flex. Flex is a catch-all.
So I got 82 out of 85. Good thing I spent that.
Okay. Now the interesting thing is Alice succeeded by a very large margin. Burke crit failed. Now don't worry, I'm not going to go with the boring option where you just hurt yourself and nothing else happens. So you rig up the trap. You've got this robot set up and programmed to go into the hallway. And where did you want it to go, Alice?
I wanted it to go into the main hallway and then probably off to the right side of the building so that as it's starting to catch people's attention, it would explode on that side, and then we kind of dart around while everyone starts going that direction. With the end goal of probably exiting through the front doors quickly.
Right. So you set it up. The robot starts to walk outside with a thermite charge on it, ready to set up, ready to go off in half a minute maybe. It walks outside the door that opens automatically for it into the hallway. The door closes again. Then you hear a clanking sound and someone saying, "Oh shit," and then a gushing noise and someone screaming.
Burke, what is that?
I don't know.
She looks through the air vent down at what just happened.
Yeah, one of the technicians accidentally walked over the bot as it exited the room and apparently set off a thermite charge that was planted on top of it, and now he's on fire.
TACnet. Did someone set up a thermal charge? Not mentioning any names. Burke?
What? No? Why?
I just transmit the video.
Hey, great distraction, guys. Let's get going.
So on the video feed, through the grating, you can all see the technician is on the ground now and rolling around to get rid of the flames. It somewhat works. Two other probably technicians pick him up and slide him over into the, you guess, receiving bay probably. The Rangers are now on full alert. People are starting to draw weapons, and the baboons are like shrieking again. They don't like the fire that much. Also, you have an augmented reality alert again. Fire in the building.
We should probably get out of this place before it goes on full lockdown.
Possibly.
Yeah. Shit. Our exit plan just blew up prematurely. Elise will actually go to the room that they just exited, where Shuju was in, and kind of check, is there any rangers in there?
Right now, no rangers, but you do see a technician who like takes a look at Shuju and probably has noticed that someone has tampered with him. He looks up and he sees, to his knowledge, a ranger, because you're still wearing the uniform. He's like, oh, very good that you're here. Look, I don't know what's going on anymore. Is there a fire? Do I need to be worried? I heard someone screaming. But look, I just found out this doesn't look right. No one from my team would have done this. I mean,
Okay,
you can tell. This is just amateur
Look,
hour
there's a
here.
fire in the building. It's imperative that we start moving out and getting out of the way. They got to clear it out, and we don't want it to spread. So you need to move.
But
Nope.
but the evidence, obviously, here
We'll
someone's...
deal with it in a little bit. Your safety's more important.
He's like, Jesus, God, I mean...
And
okay, and he like walks into the hallway through the main door.
are there any other techs in there? Because at that point, she'll just grab an arm, and hoping Burke takes her lead, we'll just start like manhandling them out of the room.
He's the only one in here right now. You know that the rest was like kind of held up for the ID checks. He was probably one of the first to like get back to work and was just kicking around while the rest was still waiting.
Okay. If he's the only one, I'll let him leave and then kind of like, let's go, Burke. I was thinking that we would leave through the room that Shuju was in.
Yeah.
And go out that way.
Yeah, that would go back into the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
So you go back into the hallway, and looking to the right, you see there's still an open fire because, well, it's thermite. You're not putting that out. Putting water in that would actually just make it much worse because it would explode. So the bot is no more. There's like a hole burned through it, and the thermite kind of scattered on the ground. It's now burning out. You see there's definitely some debris around, like dark spots everywhere. And 3 rangers are like trying to move past the flame to go to the machine shop to check out what's going on. Apparently, they would like to take their baboons with them, but the baboons are not cooperating with the flame. It would be kind of safe to move past it because it's in a very like small spot, but it's the animals don't like it.
I think then we just try and move past.
Yeah, you can go in the other direction to go back to the main hallway. Right now you're like in a side region.
Sounds good. We need to go to the exit anyway.
Why don't you take a look through our growing catalog of one-shot scenarios to find out about Chronicles of Darkness, Delta Green, Call of Cthulhu, 13th Age, Eclipse Phase, Rogue Trader, Slasher Flick, and probably even more.